the United States Department of Justice, under the Trump administration, has effectively dismantled Task Force KleptoCapture, a significant initiative launched in the wake of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. This decision, evidenced by an internal memo from Attorney General Pam Bondi, marks a notable shift in priorities and resource allocation within the department. While the memo circulated amidst a flurry of other directives, its implications regarding the dissolution of Task Force KleptoCapture remained largely unreported until now. The task force's termination represents a strategic realignment, diverting resources away from pursuing sanctions violations by Kremlin-aligned oligarchs and towards combating transnational drug cartels and organized crime syndicates. Initially established during the Biden administration, Task Force KleptoCapture played a pivotal role in the broader international effort to pressure the Russian government. Its core mission was to financially cripple individuals closely associated with Vladimir Putin, thereby weakening his regime and undermining its ability to wage war against Ukraine. The task force meticulously pursued individuals and entities involved in facilitating sanctions evasion and export control violations, leveraging sophisticated financial investigations to trace illicit funds and seize assets. This targeted approach was a key component of the wider strategy to isolate Russia from global financial markets and to inflict significant economic pain as a consequence of its aggression against Ukraine. The international condemnation of Russia's actions provided the moral and political impetus for the imposition of these sweeping sanctions, and Task Force KleptoCapture served as a crucial enforcement mechanism. The task force's activities yielded tangible results during its operational period. Notable successes included the indictment of prominent figures within Russia's business elite, such as Oleg Deripaska, the aluminum magnate, and Konstantin Malofeyev, a prominent media tycoon, both accused of sophisticated schemes to circumvent international sanctions. Moreover, the task force orchestrated the seizure of luxury assets belonging to sanctioned oligarchs, including the yachts of Suleiman Kerimov and Viktor Vekselberg, demonstrating its capacity to effectively disrupt the flow of illicit wealth and demonstrate the tangible consequences of sanctions evasion. These seizures not only served as a powerful deterrent, but also symbolized the commitment of the U.S. government to hold those responsible for supporting the Kremlin. The decision to disband Task Force KleptoCapture raises significant concerns regarding the future enforcement of sanctions against Russia and the commitment of the U.S. government to holding accountable those who continue to prop up the Putin regime. While the shift in focus towards combating drug cartels and international gangs is understandable, the potential weakening of sanctions enforcement efforts against Russian oligarchs could inadvertently embolden those supporting the Kremlin's actions and undermine the effectiveness of international efforts to isolate Russia. Critics argue that the decision not only represents a potentially significant weakening of the US's response to Russia's aggression, but also signals a diminished commitment to global efforts to hold kleptocrats accountable. The long-term implications of this decision remain to be seen, but it undoubtedly marks a significant shift in the U.S. government's approach to counteracting Russian influence and enforcing international sanctions. The reallocation of resources, while justifiable in its own right, may inadvertently create a void in the pursuit of justice against those who directly benefit from and enable the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This shift prompts debate regarding the optimal allocation of resources within the Department of Justice and the overall strategy for countering Russian aggression and kleptocracy.